After 22 long years of Yosef and his brothers being separated from each other, the brothers finally had to come down to Egypt in search of food. Yosef saw them and he recognized them immediately, but they had no idea who he was. Could it be possible that the brothers really had no inkling that this mighty viceroy standing in front of them was their long-lost brother? Yes, when they sold him, he was this young teenager with no beard, and now 22 years later, he was this mature, grown man with a beard and all. But still, it's not unheard of that siblings meet up after decades and recognize and remember each other immediately. There's this innate bond and connection. How is it that none of the 10 brothers had any idea that this was their long-lost brother? And more so, when Yosef does finally reveal himself and his identity to them, they struggle to put two and two together. Yosef has to literally prove to them that he is in fact part of their family. What was so difficult for them to understand? How is it that they didn't recognize him from the very beginning? The answer is so simple, yet very powerful. The brothers didn't recognize Yosef as their brother because the brothers did not want to recognize him as their brother. They hated him long before they sold him. They were jealous and envious of Yosef. They wanted to get rid of him. When they threw him into the pit and they sold him into slavery, that's where he remained, as an insignificant, worthless slave, nothing more. Now, 22 years later, the viceroy standing in front of them doesn't fit with their perception, with their narrative of their brother Yosef. And that's what prevented them from really understanding and recognizing their brother. It just wasn't possible that this man, this mighty ruler, could be their long-lost, worthless, insignificant brother. Our minds are so powerful. We can literally convince the mind of anything we want, to the point that our thoughts and perceptions can contradict and invalidate the facts in front of us. We see this happening around the world today. This is our reality. People stand so strongly with what they've convinced themselves as real and true. It's ludicrous. It's critical to ensure that we don't remain trapped by our perceptions and in our own twisted reality, but that we constantly open ourselves up to truth and see the world around us and people for who they really are. Shabbat Shalom.